Do you support a route for the Southwest Ring Road that would go through the Weaslehead Natural Area? 2 minutes, Mr. Frisch.
Definitely not. And this was asked just a couple of weeks ago at the Lakeview Forum, and I don't think anybody at this point believes that that's even an option anymore. The initiative that's on the table right now is the original 2009 plan, and I think everybody supports that plan. However, I mentioned earlier tonight the what if scenario. What if on October 24th we wake up and we find out that ring road is not an option? What are we going to do? I think with some of the overpasses, some of the intersections, 90th, Heritage, Anderson, those things have to be looked at. We have a lot of choke points, and the concern that I have is if we're going to dedicate a bus lane, a BRT lane, a 300 series lane, and take away that traffic. We already know what's going on when you try to merge into 9th Avenue and go into downtown. We have a bottleneck on Crowchild. We have a lot of bottlenecks, and I think if we look at these bottlenecks, there's a way that we can build some infrastructure that might get us through at least for the next 10 years. One of the things that I have a big concern with is we're at a ridership of 17% right now with our buses. We're expecting to get up to 25%. To think that this is going to be the fix for our ward buses is not just the only answer. We have to look at those interchanges, and there is an opportunity to actually build some infrastructure cheaply. We don't have to build huge cloverleafs in some cases. 90th, for example, is just a T intersection. There's definitely the ability to do some on and off ramps there. The engineers can look at that, and I think there's a lot of choke points in the Southwest that have been not looked at for the last 6 years or 10 years, and they need to be addressed. And we're growing at a pace that if we don't address it, things are only going to get worse.
All right, thank you, Mr. Frisch. And the next response goes to Councillor Pincott. Sir, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you. So the question is, the Weaslehead, do we put a road across it? No. No, we don't. It's a valuable, valuable natural area. It's a place that is highly used by many, many Calgarians. Children are exposed to their first chickadees feeding out of their hands there. You occasionally get to see a moose in there if you're lucky. It is a fabulous place, and it is one of our great natural legacies in the city of Calgary. And no, we can't run a road through it. It also actually contributes to us every single day. It's part of our ecological goods and services across the entire city. It provides service to us in cleaning our water. It isn't just a great place to go and walk around. It provides clean water to us. And we don't want to threaten that. We cannot threaten that. We can't put a road through there and lose that ecological goods and service and then have to invest it in building more water treatment plants. We don't need to do that. We have an option now with the Tsutina vote, and we're all sort of sitting back and waiting to see what happens then. At the end of the day, yes or no, I say that we need to have certainty coming out of that. Whether it's a yes or a no vote, we need to have certainty. It's a yes vote, we've got certainty there. If it's a no vote, the one certainty that we need from the provincial government is that the 37th Street alignment across the Weaslehead is off the table, because it is not. It is still a live option to the provincial government, and that option needs to come off the table.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Would anybody like to add anything? And there goes the chip. Mr. Frisch, you have 1 minute.
Again, I go back to my meeting with Minister McIver in May. We brought Amy Lonsberry, the president of Community of Lakeview, and I had also included, we created a tri-community initiative to try to make sure that this wasn't going to be the case. I'm going to tell you flat out, it isn't an option. There's not the province's will to do it. The Premier herself has said that she does not support the Weaslehead crossing. The Minister McIver says he doesn't see that as an option anymore. So I don't know why it's brought up, but I do think it's important, again, that we stress that on October 24th, if we wake up, I disagree in the fact that it's a yes or no, it doesn't matter. It does matter. What are we going to do to fix our traffic situation in the Southwest? How are we going to start moving traffic so we don't have us sitting in traffic jams? and emitting all this greenhouse gases. I think it's inefficient. I think it's now is a time to actually look at some of this stuff and actually build this infrastructure, and it's a cheap time to do it.
All right. Thank you, sir.